Witt. Welcome back to the channel and enjoying the journey of living and loving life in Tennessee. I'm a transplant from Nebraska, loving there too. I lived there 53 years. This is just my chance of living here. So here's my experience. We're gonna talk about cost of living here and things I've experienced and some, of course, the stats about it. Okay, so before I moved here, I actually thought Tennessee was going to be a cheaper place to live. And in a lot of areas, it really is cheaper to live here. So what I found is there were no state income tax, so that made life easier for me. I gave myself a raise. I'd probably give most people a raise because there's no state income tax. Next thing would be I thought housing would be cheaper. Depending upon where you live in Tennessee, that's not true. There are certain areas that have median price incomes of say $600,000, and there are some that have at $262,000. That's going to vary upon where you decide and want to live. Affordability is based upon what it is your lifestyle will bring you. What I can tell you, and that I really loved, the property taxes here were so much less. So like a $300,000 house would possibly have like taxes of $1,400 a year, which is far less than many other states that you have options to go to. Again, even if it's a $700,000 house, it's so far less in property taxes than where a lot of other states are. So that makes things a lot affordable. The house may cost a little more in some areas, but it still makes it more affordable by qualifying wise and getting the house you may really want to live in. So, and again, land is, depending on where you are, is a little bit cheaper here, but it's also very pretty, lots of trees and opportunity. That was a big thing for me for affordability as to why I wanted to live here. Now, if you were gonna rent an apartment coming here, that's up to you. It might be up to like $800 to $1,200 for a one bedroom. And of course from there, it's gonna be $900 to maybe $2,500 if you wanted more space or more bedrooms for an apartment. Checking my notes, let's go over here for utilities and transportation. That's a different one. These places are a bit more spread out, so if you're in the major cities, there's going to be, of course, more transportation availabilities for you. If you live, say, outside by 40 minutes, it just makes sense that there's just not. That's not going to happen. Say Memphis is the big core, but there's a lot of suburbs that are just wonderful outside of the city. Well, I live 40 minutes outside of Memphis, and I couldn't be happier because the suburbs have everything you need within minutes of you so that you don't even have to go into Memphis. I drive 13 minutes to go here, there, or wherever, and I'm in the most fabulous places. Everywhere I drive is pretty, so I have no issues with that. Let's go on to groceries and dining out. There's one thing I am disappointed in here, and I'm just gonna be honest. They don't have a lot of grocery store options. It's like one major chain a lot of times in these suburbs. Now, if you go into, let's call the ritzy neighborhoods, there are some pretty high-end grocery stores there. Things that are almost like an experience to attend. Now, are you paying the price for that? Sure you are. So I don't go there that often. I'm just gonna be honest. I stick to the regulars, or because the locals tell me of things, I might drive an extra 20 minutes, or not extra 20, but maybe drive 20 minutes, 25 minutes to a small town grocery store where everything is cut fresh, like your steaks, your meats, and everything's made, I don't wanna say made fresh, but cut fresh that day. And it's a lot cheaper than going to the major chain. So I do make my choices of where I shop for different things, and I save myself money and sometimes and usually get better products that way. Dining out. Oh boy, I love the dining out. They have all kinds of restaurants. They have all the chains of anywhere you want to be. I mean, there's Taco Bell, McDonald's. You're not going to miss any of that. What you really need to focus for really good food is going to, like, say, the town squares in the smaller suburbs, or just finding those little niches. Like Collierville has this town square that I think everywhere I've eaten it has been fabulous. I love Highlander Pub and Raven and Lily. In the environment, the atmosphere is like being in a Hallmark setting. It's everything you could imagine living in the South. I don't find these prices to be that much different, but just higher end and better quality food. I don't know how to explain that any better than that, except for to say that I might walk out of there for my husband and I mean, we have some beverages with it, but if not, I would say you could walk out of there with a very, very nice meal of about maybe $100. Now, if you add beverages and desserts, it's going to go higher than that. It's like going to Vegas and having the greatest food ever. Healthcare and education. Healthcare, you have to really pay attention to where your own providers are, what your needs are. I think that's a personal thing, in my opinion, where you actually have to research that for yourself. Different medical conditions, different areas. St. Jude's Hospital is here in the Memphis area. I just watched that golf tournament. wonderful, wonderful hospital. So again, pay attention to what you need and go to where you need to. Do those little drive time things. Because don't be afraid, again, the suburbs, you might think they're totally different down and have this concept that they're far, but they're not. So just pay attention to that. Education, that was eye-opening. I did not know how great some different locations of schools could really be compared to where I came from. Nothing against them. They did a great job. Teachers were wonderful. I don't know why certain ones have better or different opportunities, but for example, in the state of Tennessee, right around here, Germantown and Collierville are like ranked in the top 10. And those are suburbs of Memphis. For example, Collierville has aviation classes that a big portion of money was donated to the school so they could provide that. My son loves airplanes. What a wonderful opportunity. I didn't understand why he was so excited about looking at the school until he showed me. And it really looks like a college campus. The sports facilities were indoors. They had different structuring of how classes were done, and they prepare you for college in different ways. It was pretty fantastic. When you get into that, take a look at what county you're in and make sure the school you want to be in is in, because a lot of them are full and you just can't pop in and get in. Even if you want to live on an acreage, that might not be an option if you thought you could drive them in. Pay attention to that. They do have absolutely stunning and wonderful schools here. I can't say enough about that. I'll share more as our experiences go with that. They do have private schools here. Quite a few as options, I would tell you. But if you're going to do the private option, which I have heard nothing but wonderful things about them as well, it might cost you somewhere around $10,000 a year, depending upon what grade your child is in. Entertainment. I already talked about my favorite places to go and hang out for food. That's entertainment to me. I also love football. So Tennessee does have the Tennessee Titans. I don't know if you love football. And they have professional basketball. The Grizzlies, is that right? I'm not sure. I'm not a big basketball person, so you might have to Google all their sports professional teams here. They have regular movie theaters and things like that, but they have festivals. Like this Sunday, our little town has Food Truck Sunday. How cute is that? And this weekend too, I'm going to Jackson, Tennessee. They have an exotic animal show or sale or something. I've never been to one, so I'm like, well, how exciting is that? There are so many things to do in this state that it could just be endless to talk about. But go for a drive for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4, wherever you want to go, and there's something to do. And we're so close to many other states that I feel like it's almost endless. I'm not sure I'll get through it all, but you'll enjoy it very much. That's my idea of cost of living. It's wonderful here. I have no complaint. It does get hot. My utilities probably cost a little more here than other places, but beyond that, my plating my car saved us almost $1,500 for the year. So that covers whatever dining out I wanted to do for the year that I wasn't doing. If you want to move to Tennessee, please reach out, comment, share what your favorite things are in Tennessee so I can share that with other people who watch the channel. I would love it. And if you have anything you think I should see that's within our vicinity that I haven't seen, because I haven't seen a lot, share it. I will totally go there and I'll be posting more videos. So like the channel, follow. If you're looking for a house or a lender in the Tennessee or Nebraska area, let me know. And I hope you all have a great day and come back to the channel again. Thanks.